Hello my loves and welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a tarot reading for you. Now I have already drawn the cards here on my table and I have some very strong messages or guidance coming through, so I'm very excited to share these with you. So the cards that I received are firstly the Six of Cups, which is nostalgia, childhood memories, people from the past, loved ones, romances, romantic feelings. Now this deck I'm using is stunning. It is the Ethereal Visions deck, and you can follow me on Instagram if you don't already, because I'm just doing like one card pulls daily on my Instagram, but this is a longer reading that needed to come through. So the next card we received is the Ten of Wands, burdens, the Queen of Cups around self-love, self-worth, and your romantic life, and finally the Four of Pentacles, which is around structure, safety, stability, finances, work, resources, like laying a foundation. So let's get into the reading because it feels very juicy. You are revisiting something of the past here. Someone's come back into your life and it's something that you considered being over. It might have been a very long relationship. It could be a friendship as well. With this card, the Six of Cups, it's like a soul bond. So it could be a best friend or like someone that you grew up with so deeply and so intimately and they just know everything about you. It's that kind of feeling of like we're one. Like you shared such strong core memories together that just built you, because with the Ten of Wands it's about how far you traveled together, all of the things that you went through. It feels like it was not an easy ride. Perhaps there are a lot of challenges on the way, because the Ten of Wands, it is about burdens, and energetically it's almost like this feeling of being burnt, like perhaps you were burnt by them and you considered like that's over, I am not talking to them, I am not reconnecting with them. It's a done deal. However, the energy I was receiving with the Six of Cups, when we have the number 6 in a reading, it indicates healing, it's resolution, it is something being cleansed, being purified, and we can see that in the image with the white flowers. It's like this forgiveness, and truly time is coming through a lot here. It's something that has taken a lot of time for you to get over, for you to see past, because these two energies are coming through completely differently to me. I feel all the pain here, but I now feel that very much in the past and like you've got over it. And with the Six of Cups, this is coming through such different energy now for your present time, which is, like I said, forgiveness, cleansing, purity. Like it just feels calm. It feels serene. It feels like you left everything in the past and you don't bear those burdens anymore. So this person is going to pop into your life somehow. I'm getting home coming through. Home is coming through a lot. And all of the things that you carried into that home. Maybe they gave you like a gift, or you have shared belongings, or like there's some little memento or token or something, and it might be that you get a sign in the physical reality, because I'm just being drawn to all the physicality on the card right now, all the physical items of like earthly belongings. So it could be that you like are doing a clear out and you come across something that they gave you and it reminds you of them, and that's like your gateway into reconnecting with them. Or maybe it happens to them and they reach out to you with a message of like reconnection, forgiveness, reminiscing on the times that you had together. But there's something that's held between you that is so sacred and powerful and special, and I have to call that out. And another message from Spirit here is actually, although with people in our life we can go through these really deep challenges, and like I said, because it's the Wands, I'm getting the fire energy of like having been burned. Like it feels like you've had some battles, you had some arguments that didn't end well, but Spirit is telling us like these are the things that push growth. Like perhaps you both needed your paths to split in order for you both to grow individually as human beings and do your own life path. Because the Ten of Wands, it's also about direction, purpose, challenge, momentum. But with the 10 and the 6 coming together, that's a very powerful numerology, because it indicates you coming to a new divine timing point in your life where it's like it's time for healing. the dust has settled. Like the Wheel of Fortune, which is the 10 card, it's like your karma has paid off and now you're reaching a much more serene, energetic stage where like your karma is calling in those relationships to be revisited with healing. So that feels incredibly powerful. And what I want to mention as well, because I'm being shown a vision of, in life, often we think, like the 10 of Wands, we think that our path is linear, and we think that growth is linear, and that we just have to follow in this path, follow in other people's footsteps, and that's how we progress or get successful. But actually, when we come into like spiritual learning, we realize that the path isn't a line, it's a spiral. And so actually, in order to grow, it is like the basic understanding that we are going to have to revisit the past, because spirit and our energy field, our soul contracts, like they require revisiting at an evolved level. So actually when you make progress, then you're just drawn back into old situations, old people come into your life when you're ready. And so it's like, then you're challenged, right? You reach the point of challenge, which is kind of what we're being shown with the 10, which marks the end of a cycle or the beginning of a new one. So you've reached a point of growth that you can celebrate in yourself, that perhaps you're just at a much better place where you've matured. You're not going into situations now looking for arguments. You've evolved enough that with the 6, it's always about harmony and balance and like being equal and there being that shared value or shared love there. So it's not about like comparison anymore. It's not about the blame game. It's not about going into situations or relationships trying to be the one that comes out on top. It's actually just about seeing, like, you witnessing this person again, and you'll feel in your own consciousness like, wow, I've grown. But also you're going to be met with that by them, because the 6 is this divine balance and harmony, and you will witness that mirror image within them. And that's going to bring you just this feeling of immense power and growth, but in such a calm and serene way, which is just such a beautiful energy we're getting here, because the 10, it's like, it's achievement, it's success, it's the end of the cycle. It's like you triumph, but it's not about triumphing, like I said, in being better than someone. It's like we both triumphed here. We've got that 6 there, which is like, we're in this together. You're witnessing each other with just like this level of love that is so like godly and so powerful and so peaceful, and just this sense of like humility and grace and like self-evolution and compassion. And so I feel someone returning into your life in a way that like perhaps the dynamic has changed a lot, but you both see each other now, and you can look back on those times with almost like a smile on your face of like, oh, we were so young, or like we were so little, like we really didn't get it back then, did we? And that really, really just solidifies that feeling of that soul bond, because I think you're going to feel the cycle of this lifetime, and in witnessing that moment of like recognizing each other again, it's going to give you this deja vu feeling of like, oh, we've done this in a previous lifetime. We have been like soulmates in a previous lifetime. Like, I'm getting chills, guys, because I'm witnessing it all play out. So this is really big. I feel this for so many of you, because when I'm doing a collective reading, I'm calling in for the collective. What is the major trends or patterns that are coming through for people to expect? So that on the earth, we all kind of go through collective shifts of the energy around us changing, and pattern. That's what tarot is about. It's archetypal patterns of the lifetime, of the human lifetime showing up in a soul level. So that's definitely something that you can expect and cherish, and just being told, like, just cherish these moments. They feel, oh my God, I'm getting so emotional. Like, I just feel like, okay, with the 6 of Cups. Wow, I'm getting so many messages, guys. Okay, so I'm getting the message with the 10 of Wands, which is like a chasing energy, or like a building. He's gathering all of the wands. He's trying to get to the finish line. It's like, you thought there was more. You wanted more. Like, you were searching outside of the relationship or outside of that dynamic because you thought you could do better. And now I'm getting the comparison of this card, which is, let's just look at it again, because it's so serenely beautiful. It's just 2 children playing with flowers in the garden, and there's no need to search. It's just this peaceful energy of like cherishing that time that you spend together, and recognizing and realizing like, this is what it's all about. it's the sacredness in the simplicity of just being there together. And that is going to bring you such a resounding like moment of awakening of like, this is it. Like I don't need anything else. Like I got my person right here. And like I said, I'm seeing this showing up in different formats for different people, different relationship dynamics. So it may not be that it's like a romantic partner. It could be a family member where you had a really difficult, tense time and you had a lot of distance between you, and now you revisit that relationship in a new dynamic, because soul contracts can play out in many different ways. It could be someone that you worked with on a project really intensely for a long time. I actually had that happen recently. A girl, Amber, shout out Amber, we went to university together and studied computer science, and that was 10 years ago now, and we haven't seen each other since. And she came back into my life. She was my best friend on the course, and we both felt like outsiders because it was mainly very nerdy kind of boys. And me and her we would hang out together, and so it was that feeling of like we were in this together for a really intense period of our time, and then we never saw each other again because we lived these separate lives. And she messaged me recently being like, I'm coming to Bali, and we hadn't seen each other for 10 years. And I actually know, I'm reading these cards, I'm like, that's what it felt like to me, was like, oh, we're like soul sisters, because I felt like everything was so effortless, even though we'd not seen each other in 10 years. Like, it was like, this was such a special moment just to see each other and be like, okay, we're so different, we're leading such different lives, we're not going to see each other again after this week we spent together because we live on different continents. But it just felt so magical and special. So you're going to experience something like that, basically. And now, the next two cards we're going to explore. So the first one is very extremely beautiful, and it is the Queen of Cups. So hopefully you can see her there. Obviously, when we have the Queen of Cups, it's the same suit as the Six of Cups that we had. The cups are like the chalice of the soul. It's water energy, it's feminine energy. It's all about like it's about love, it's about self-love. When we have the Queen card, it indicates that you've grown. You love yourself a lot more, you accept yourself a lot more. I'm seeing you in comparison to the past, where perhaps you were trying to force like this version of yourself that wasn't true with the Ten of Wands. It's like you know yourself so much better, like inside out, and you celebrate all of the beautiful aspects that make you you. And you love yourself and you have stronger values for yourself. And I'm feeling just kind of like in the past energy, or maybe in that relationship, there was a sense of like diminishing yourself or not even recognizing what you had. Because like I said, there's this energy of like searching elsewhere. And that can be for like, just for like validation. Like I feel like you needed that validation from the world around you, from other people. So maybe you were getting caught up with like seeking attention elsewhere, or just like you weren't that present in that relationship because you didn't even value yourself, or you weren't loving yourself that much. And obviously you've had a big period of growth, because with the Queen of Cups, it's about like just seeing yourself for all you are. And this is a very important message from Spirit, is that truly like our reality is shaped by our self-view. So the more that we can find, because I'm also getting the comparison and the contrast between these energies of like searching and seeking and not being present, and actually having those moments of stillness and presence, even if they're small. Even if we can just take 10 minutes at the beginning of our day to sit with ourselves and be like, I love you. Like, I am me. How cool is that? I get to be me. And just celebrating and cherishing that, like that really changes the trajectory of your entire day, of your entire week, of your entire month, of your entire year, because you don't have this energy of like frantic, needy desperation, because the truth is that all of us are energetic, all of us are intuitive, all of us are sensitive. And I've been talking to a lot of my male friends here in Bali, because I'm just such a curious soul that I love to learn people's perspectives. And a lot of men have told me like, they're much more intuitive and sensitive than you think. So in dating and relationships, like if you are a woman and you're showing up to a date and you feel less than, you feel needy, you feel desperate, you feel like even if this person isn't perfect, you just want a man. You just want a partner so you can get that validation because you've got a void within yourself, basically. The other person can sense that. even if it's not like consciously registering, everything is energetic, and we judge people in the first like few seconds. We get a read on it because we're all extremely intelligent. And so the importance of self-love is something that's coming through that I need to call out as like, you can try and force things all you want, like with the Ten of Wands, like you can chase things, you can try and force things to work, you can try and present to the world, because with the Wands energy, it's fire energy, which is our external projection. It's like you can show up looking your ultimate best on the outside, but that really doesn't matter if our inner world isn't nourished and taken care of, because people can tell, but also the universe can tell. Everything is energy. We are connected so deeply to the universal web that is around us. And so basically that's coming through as guidance for anyone who needs to hear it. But I also am getting that you're taking steps in this, but I feel like there's still work to do, just as like a dominant energy on the planet, that we all need to like tend to our inner self-love more and just have more gratitude and humility and like embrace who we are. Don't be like projecting, comparing, like stop having this kind of external comparison energy and much more internal focus. Like when we're focused on everyone else and what everyone else thinks, we're just leaking our energy for something pointless. When if we can direct that energy inward and like give ourselves love and care and be like, wow, this is so cool, the impact that has like basically will propel you so much further in your life than the former. Okay, we got that. So the next card that I received is a beautiful one. It is the Four of Pentacles. So you can see this woman, she's holding on to the coins. When we have the number 4, it's the number of safety, stability, laying a foundation. The coins are earth energy, so it's traditionally associated with our wealth, our finances. I'm basically getting the sense that this is about you having a new chapter of your life. I'm not gonna lie, guys, I'm feeling some uncertainty here. Like, I feel a lot of independence. I feel that you're doing life like kind of on your own, maybe for the first time, or like you're just in this chapter of your life where like you're girl bossing, you know, you're relying on yourself. And it feels a little bit lonely and a little bit hard, but at the same time it feels like you got this. But the messages I'm receiving are, with this Four of Pentacles, you see she's holding onto the coins. The coins represent value. And the main thing coming through is patience, things taking time, and I'm seeing you kind of like receiving one lesson at a time. So I feel like in this previous chapter, life may have been like really fast-paced, really testing. And now Spirit is telling us with the 10 and the cycle changing, we're going to be in an era of things being more patient, more calm, more steady, which feels good for all of us because we can actually take the lessons and like ace them. And I'm seeing a lot of, well, I am seeing the planet on the whole shifting from the masculine energy into the feminine energy, so which keeps coming through in my readings. So it's like a lot more, we're being called to step into the feminine, embrace the feminine, lead slower lives, have less pressure on ourselves, focus less on progress and more on like the inner work, on our spiritual side, on our sense of like self-nourishment, of pampering, of nourishing our soul rather than our ego. And so it's like you're going to be gently adjusting to this new kind of rhythm or just energetic dominance in the universe. And like I said, you're laying a foundation. So it feels like with the, you know, I was seeing the coins coming through. I think this person who reappears into your life is going to be someone that brings you that sense of familiarity, and because it's about laying a foundation or feeling at home, I think this person is actually really key in this next chapter of your life in terms of support. Finances comes through. So I'm not going to lie, it could be that you, not necessarily that they help you financially, but maybe they give you advice that's really valuable, or they help you with your business, or just like having them, you know, like I said with my best friend who we went to uni together, like when we, although we both hated it, like having her there as like my bestie made me feel like, okay, I got this, I can I can put my fuel into, I can put my best self into this work, even if I don't really want to be here, because we're both in it together. It's that kind of feeling of like this person returning into your life, so you feel more supported, you feel like you can show up into the world better. Maybe they bring some valuable feedback to you, some valuable perspectives. Maybe they link you into a new network, a new community, a new friendship group, a new support team. Because there's this real feeling of like familiarity with them being back in your life, or like you just feeling like you've got some resources to call upon to make yourself feel more loved, more safe, less like you got to keep searching in the world all the time. It's more just like, I feel relieved. I feel like I can take the pedal off the brakes a little bit and actually focus and give more focus to myself and to just loving myself. So I am seeing the dynamic of your life shifting less from, like I said, putting pressure on yourself to achieve, and more into recognizing the importance of having a foundation of just really good like mental and emotional health, and the importance of nurturing relationships in your life, no matter what those relationships are. So social fulfillment, emotional fulfillment, things like that taking the forefront, because, and I'm seeing this, like I said, as like a collective thread that we're actually going to be nurturing our souls more, which perhaps hasn't taken much focus in the world. We've forgotten how to do that. We're going to be revisiting that and relearning that. So I feel we reached the end of the... Okay, no, they're telling me to draw one more card. So I didn't draw this on my Insta reel, but we're going to do it right here, live in person. So let's see what we get. There's one final message to close the reading on. The Ace of Swords. So this card, it always comes through as like a confirmation, because it's kind of spirit being like, yeah, you nailed that. But it's also just for confirmation of what was coming through. But it's also a confirmation of a major new beginning. So you know how I was saying that the number 10, it marks a significant shift in energy in terms of the karma of the planet, of our soul's trajectories. It's like we're in a new paradigm now. We're in a new complete dominant energy, and the energy of the feminine is coming through. The energy of more safety, more stability, more patience is coming through as a collective thread. I'm getting the message of you're on track with the Ace of Swords, because the Ace of Swords is a new direction, a new perspective, a new vision, a new moment of clarity. So you may have felt this shift within yourself of like, things just feel different. Like maybe you just wake up and you feel a little bit different. Like you have a different focus, you have a different perspective on like what is important to you to value and nurture and cherish and grow. And that's coming through as like, this is major, like this is a major new beginning, you're on track. But I'm also getting a message of take things slowly. It's like one at a time. With the Ace, like I said, I was receiving the vision of you being given like one thing at a time. Just focus on one thing at a time. Just take it one step at a time. You don't have to achieve everything today. Like you can just do one thing, and that is perfectly perfect. Okay, so getting a round of applause from Spirit. So more self-affirmations, because there's more messages coming through now. With the Ace of Swords, it's also about communication and the power of our words, the power of what we tell ourselves. That when we have the sword, it's like a direction. So you know with the Ten of Wands, he's going in a particular direction, which feels incredibly taxing because it's not in resonance with his soul. The Ace of Swords is a moment of realignment, so perhaps we veered very much off track, and now we're being redirected into alignment with our souls, which has so much more power. Universally, when we do things from a place of alignment, like I said, with the self-love, the trajectory we end up on, I can't even speak because the energy is so strong, is we just have greater velocity because all of our soul's power is there. Whereas when we do things from a place of unalignment, like working a job that we hate, vibrationally, the vibrational scale, I always talk about it, when you're in those lower vibrations, your momentum or your power of force is much lower, so you get less far, but you're putting in more effort, which is what this card represents. So we're now being delivered. So I'm feeling a lot of like galactic support from the other places, you know what I'm saying, coming through and telling us, like, we're here to help you. Ask for help if you need it. Don't underestimate the power of prayer, the power of asking, the power of setting intentions, but this is also about the power of your words and your commitment to yourself and the commitment that your soul came here to. So I was feeling this cloak being over us, and like things were hidden from us, or our energy was focused on things that were false, and now we've been protected or cleansed by our support teams. That veil has been lifted of like blindness, illusion, and we're being redirected or refocused on the things that actually matter, which is why with the Ace of Swords, a moment of clarity, it's like a breath. Like, we got to take this moment of relief and nurture it, which is why when I was getting this card, the Four of Pentacles, it felt a little bit like things have been tough, like I said, and it's like, oh, I'm just gathering like the resources to like set myself up again, which is truly how my life has been. So let me know if this resonates with you in the comments. I'm just getting so much protection coming through from like angelic beings, and like we're protecting you now. So you see, when I hold these two cards next to each other, a lot of tarot, it's just symbolic with the imagery. So this is like you, and this is them with a sword protecting you. And they're telling you, like, you don't have to worry about interference anymore. So I feel a lot of, like, mental interference, energetic interference that now has been stopped. And I'm just feeling redirection, clarity, but, like, them telling us, like, take care of yourself. You need to nurture yourself. You need to recover from all of that mental garbage and strain that you were put under. And just take a breather to like recollect yourself and your soul. So you could be coming into soul pieces coming back. I know this reading's probably been really long now and I'm talking so deeply spiritual. If you're still here, well done. But this feels important. So I'm feeling soul pieces coming back. You may be getting visions, you may be receiving guidance or connection or messages from your guides. You may be witnessing things spiritually and psychically that you've never experienced before. Because like I said, I feel like our psychic powers, particularly with the Queen of Cups, our psychic powers were like disarmed, and now they've been rearmed. And so a lot of people are going to be waking up to psychic capabilities or receiving visions and things that might feel a little bit intense, which is why they're showing me like them giving them back to us slowly so we can like get to grips with like okay, that happened for a reason, because they were telling me like not all at once, like they're not going to allow us to just receive everything all at once, but we're definitely coming into a reawakening, a major reawakening or reascension of like who we truly are as a soul, as a psychic sovereign starseed being who has all these psychic capabilities. So anyway, let's leave the reading there before I carry on forever. If this resonated, if you would like to book a personal tarot reading with me or psychic reading or energy healing, you can do that on my website. It all works online, as you can see with this video. Like, I can be psychic wherever I am, no matter where you are. And the other thing is, if you are someone who feels like you want mentorship or coaching or is looking to transform their life or do deeper long-term healing work, I also offer bespoke tailored programs based on your goals, your ambitions. It could be that you just feel like life is really heavy and you feel lost and you feel like you need some energy healing or some type of healing, but you don't even know what. And we can have a conversation and I can read your energy field and kind of tailor a program of sessions or topics that I teach you that can help you to gain a greater understanding of who your soul is and what your soul's mission is and what kind of lifestyle might suit you, and give you lifestyle practices that will help you to cope with the reality in which you're in. And we can also do things like just energy healing focus, working on trauma, releasing, mentorship with psychic intuitive capabilities, whether you just want to become more intuitive and in tune with making decisions yourself from an empowered place of self-alignment, or you actually want to really hone in your psychic capabilities and develop that as a career, set up your own business in a spiritual way. All of this I offer as like mentorship and coaching, so you can reach out through my website, through my Instagram, through my WhatsApp to discuss that with me. And yeah, I just am sending you all so much love, so much healing, so much compassion. I'm going to be doing these readings regularly now, so definitely subscribe if you are interested in more. And I will see you very soon in a brand new video. Bye!